Welcome to the Kala Podcast, everybody. We deliver campus news and provide entertainment for the HonCC community and the UH community. A couple of reminders when coming to campus. Make sure to do your Lumicite app. You guys can do them online at uh.campus.lumicite.com, or if you have the app, you can do it right there. Make sure to wear a mask and remember to make appointments for Star Balance.
Don't forget that registration starts today. For more information on campus updates and services, visit honolulu.hawaii.gov.
In today's episode, we'll be talking with a fellow student who is also a veteran as a way to celebrate Veterans Day. Please welcome Robert. Hey, so what branch were you in the military?
When I first started, I went into the Army. The artillery. You ever heard that?
Oh yeah.
Field artillery.
Yeah.
I mainly just joined the military to support my family. You know, I was married at one time. But before I got married and all that stuff, I didn't even want to join the military. But hey, you know, sometimes faith just takes you, you know, places, you know, you don't think you're gonna do, but you end up there anyway. But in a way, it's good. But field artillery, you know, it's pretty fun. It's hard, but it's fun. A lot of competition going on through the unit, you know.
Yeah. It's loud.
Mainly with
field artillery. It's loud with all that.
Oh yeah, you gotta wear your earplugs because when they have this thing called FDC. It's the Fire Direct Center. When they call the guns, normally there are 6 guns. It can go up to like 8 guns or 12 guns, whatever, how big they want it. But we always had 6 guns. When I mean like guns, I mean the howitzers, you know what I mean? The tubes. So when they call down the fire region, everybody's yelling, screaming, and everybody like running everywhere, you know, because every person on that team has a job. The number 1 man, he's the guy that loads up the round in the tube. You have the gunner, the assistant gunner, the chief, and then in the back you have like 3 other guys, and they the guys that actually set up the round. You know, if he's calling like HE, which is a high explosive, that guy will get the round. And when you say PD, which is point destination for the fuse, and then the other guy is the powder man. You know, he's the guy that brings the powder. You know, but he has to be 100% sure he brings the right amount. No.
Yeah.
And there's 2 different types. There's like the green bag. You got red bag, white bags. So each different one burns certain amount of speed. So you gotta have the right amount. But it's all fun because the main thing out of those 6 guns, you want to fire first. So then you had the privilege to yell down the gun, we got first, you know, we did it faster, you know, and that's the main thing. So you yell, hoo-ah, you know, hoo-ah, hoo-ah. Gun number 3, you know, we shot first. It's just a game. That way when you get back home, back to your barrack, you can be like, woo, woo, woo. You know, we beat you. It is hard because sometimes in field artillery, you could be out there for a whole month, sometimes 2-3 months, you know, depends. But you travel a lot, you know. I've been to California at the desert training. I've gone air assault, which is like when the helicopter picks you up. It just takes you all over the place, you know. I've been to Germany. I did Refolger, you know, one time. So it's pretty good.
How long were you in the military?
Total 24 years.
Wow. And you were field artillery the entire time?
Oh no. I was field artillery. I was gonna do my 20 years in the regular Army and then just get out. I came to Hawaii. They sent me to Hawaii, and Hawaii was like a dream for me when I was a kid. You know,
Yeah.
I didn't know how I was going to get here, but like I said, everything happens for a reason, and I'm here. um, I got here, and I knew my next duty station was Colorado, and I was stationed there before. Colorado is cold, you know, and I told myself I don't want to go back to Colorado. I'm just gonna get out, stay here, and join the guards, the National Guard. So that's what I did. In the National Guards, I changed my job. They sent me back to AIT. I became what they call POL, which is mainly like refueling, dealing with diesel, gas, you know, stuff like that. But my main job was to refuel the helicopters that you see, you know, all the Army military helicopters. I was actually in charge of a team during that time. I was already E6 staff sergeant, you know, so when I went to Iraq, I was an E6, and my team, I actually had a great team. I never had to yell at them or never had to say anything twice or three times. What did I say? You know, I told you to do this, get it done now, you know. My team, I never even had to speak, you know, come in that weekend for the drill, and I just tell them, oh yeah, we got a couple of helicopters coming in at a certain time. Make sure you're out there to fill them up in case they had to do a quick turnaround, right? Yeah. That's what we practice. You got to be fast, but you got to be safe. And everybody got to have the right PPE. And my main goal is making sure they're safe. That's my goal. But their goal is to get the job done, you know, at a fast-paced time, you know. Because the pilots, if they're in a fast turnaround mission, because they got to go pick up the infantry guys because they're getting shot at or somebody sick, you know, people bleeding, you know, they need to pick up fuel, they got to go back out. You know what I mean? So a lot of it is always fast timing. So
Do you ever
not
become
bad.
an officer, or you wanted to be an officer?
When I first came in, I was stationed in Fort Rucker, Alabama. Brand new private, just out of basic training. Alabama, Fort Rucker was a place where they do all the aviation for helicopters, pilots. And my I forgot what they call it, GT something. My grade points was 110.
Wow.
So I could actually be go in there and do that, you know, become a pilot. But by the time I thought about it, you know, that I was already on call to go to Korea. So even if I put my papers in, they would say no because I'm already going to Korea. So I never got to apply for it. But a lot of things you can apply for, you know. If you want to go to ranger school, air assault, medical schools and stuff like that, you just apply for it. The more schools you do, the faster you're going to get promoted because all those schools is actually points, you know, points for your promotion. I have a lot of schools, not just college, but military schools, you know. People ask me how I get promoted so fast. I had to tell them, oh, you got to go to school. You got to do the military schools. You got to stay up to standards. Just you heard of PT? It's like the PE, your physical training.
Oh yeah. Training.
Yeah, they give you a PT test maybe once a year or every 6 months. But we used to take it every 3 months. During my military time, I never score under 300. 300 is max. I never score under 300. I actually scored 320. You know, my points were higher than 300. Most people would be like, how you get 300 plus? I'm like, well, I only had to do 100 something push-ups within 2 minutes, but I used to get it done all within 1 minute. So I was skinny. I was skinny, so I didn't have that much weight. Uh, I joined the army. I was only 135 pounds.
Wow, that's
So
your weight. You can do
Wow.
it.
Yeah, yeah, that's my
I,
way.
I was born as a runner too. So I ran track, long distance track. So
Mm, I don't know. I can never do track. I can do like long distance maybe, but not like 100 meter, 100 yard dash or something. That's too
I
hard.
always tell my friend when my friends tell me how I can run long distance. I was like, oh, it's all in the blood. The Hispanic, they've been running the border all the time, so we all used to it. It's all in the blood.
Try not to get caught.
Yeah, you born you already running and swimming. Nah.
Yeah.
I was wondering because I went to El Paso and I didn't see no water anywhere. Where's the water at? Yeah.
Oh, so why HCC? Why'd you come HCC? Why you want to do CM?
Mm.
Yeah.
Before I came to ACC, I went to LCC. Uh, my goal was to become a photographer, and which I did. I did my 2 years over there. I became a photographer. I took digital media. Did my 2 years. The VA told me I still had a couple more years I can use, and they would still pay for it. So before I came to become an architect, I actually try out mechanic for airline mechanic. It's super hard to get in. One thing, you only get 20 people out of I don't know how many people apply for it, so you really gotta push it to get in. I got in. The sad part was the school is super hard. It's like one of the hardest schools I think ACC might have. Um, the VA won't let me take it. Even so, I took the first semester. Barely passed, but I passed. Because of my physical problems I have, my disability with my back and stuff like that. Um, they told me I had to apply for an office job, and that's where architect came in. I done some before at Leewood, like those architect classes. So I kind of knew some. So when we started the semester, I was a little, I kind of knew what was going on already.
So do you plan to, because you're taking CM, right? Or do you plan to take architecture as well?
After this summer, I'm done. 2 years. I can go to UH and finish 4-year course with the VA is willing to pay for it. One of the good benefits about serving in the armed forces, right? You get a lot of benefits. Even after I got out, after I did my 20 years, I can still use a lot of the benefits that they have out there. Might have to look for a job, something like that. In architect. My goal is still to be a photographer.
Mm.
I mean, because as a photographer, I will actually be running my own business, doing my own thing, traveling, try to travel around the world. With the benefits I have with the military, I can actually fly almost anywhere around the world that has an Air Force base. With the military airplanes, I can fly almost for free, like $20, I think it is.
Yeah. That's pretty good. Where would you want to visit the most though?
Europe.
Europe.
I will go back to Europe. I know you're not on my Facebook, but I used to have a lot of pictures on Facebook from Europe. I think I might have like 22 different countries under my belt right now that I've been to,
Wow.
just from traveling with the army, and then my own trips. Just using all the military benefits, right? I always try to tell people, if you don't have a direction, try to go into the Air Force and then the Army. I say Air Force because the Air Force, you have to be smart, but it's real easy, life wise, like the barracks are super nice. The food is really good. They serve you like if you go into the restaurant,
Mm.
not like the army, that slap that food on you like in the movies. Here, take this. That's all you get. But it's not that bad no more. It's good, but you only get fast food, and then you get your regular food. They don't serve it to you like if you're in a restaurant. You have to go get it yourself. And then of course the Marines, they're always out training, so they're always eating MREs, right? So
Oh yeah, yeah.
yeah, they're the toughest compared to the other four, including the Coast Guards.
What do you like about HGC so far?
It's not too far from my house. I'm not taking the bus route yet. I would say the best thing about it is just, I guess it was the people I'm studying with. Everybody seems pretty friendly. When I first got there, I talked to you, Alan. um, you know, I mean, I was thinking I get to the class, I'll try to just hang out with the older guys, or people from the VA. Try not to get involved with anything else that might cause problems. But no, it's actually pretty good when you get at my age to have people that actually like in your age and can still be friends. I don't know if you feel like sometimes people separate, because of the age difference. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But not in college. I think in college everybody's just aiming for certain goals, and sometimes it's good to have certain people in your group. Like me and G, we probably have a lot of wisdom in life, but also a lot of wisdom in with the military or with whatever skills G has. He has a lot of. He always talking about this and that about him, but don't let him fool you. He is smart. He know his construction stuff. So
Yeah.
yeah, so
Yeah, it's just a bit out of date.
yeah. I mean, I could see his point because I
But
told him the same thing when it comes to computers, because we didn't grow up with computer. We grew up with the typewriter, at the most.
I remember typewriter. I like the typewriter. You can't take back what you write though.
Yeah.
No more delete.
I think they have the whiteout, huh? It's on those new ones, the new typewriters that have the whiteout. You just, or you could just get the thing, just
Old way.
and then type it over.
Yeah.
But yeah, so a lot of times when the professor talks about, oh, go on Google and look this up, download this app, I like, oh no, not the app stuff. To get all lost. But I know that with you guys, even like the new generation coming out, the first thing they get up, has they could be like 5 years old, like, oh, I got a phone. Like, oh, I never even had a phone. At my age, when I was 5, I didn't have a phone or even any games. I'd be happy with a football. I grew up, one of the first toys I had was a football. So, not no computers.
But how are you liking like the online classes so far? Like, is it good for you? Like, there's enough resources, there's enough help, you think?
Online classes, I rather communicate with people face to face. I know this is like the new norm, but this is pretty good too. I mean, like most people always joke around. They could be like in their underwears, but you could wear a tie and a suit and everything, look good, professional up here, but people wearing shorts underneath. Nobody would never know unless you stand up or something. But I'm getting used to the resourcing, looking around on the computer and get my information. I never really emailed the professor. I know they got a lot to do too, but I rather ask, you guys or Tony, Heather, just communicate with each other like that. I get a lot of answers that way too. I don't want to bother the professor too much because I know he's like trying to get all this new stuff coming up for the next class. They got a grade and all that.
Yeah.
And I'm sure there's a lot of people that asking him questions, unless I have a question that nobody cannot answer or a personal question that only he might be able to, answer, then online classes to me, less driving, less gas, save money. It's pretty good. I mean, I think if for the next generation coming up, they might find it more better, like if we go like this for a couple of years, like 5 years, 10 years, and then you tell them, oh, we're going to go to college. They're like, what is that? I never gone to college.
Yeah.
I do all my flying, everything online. For them, it would be different. Like, oh man, that means I have to drive. I got to catch the bus, It's just something that you got to get used to,
Yeah. Do you find online easier, or you want to go back face to face?
No, because I'm more used to going face to face. Growing up that way. That's why for me it's easier. But for people who's gonna be going this way and then try to go back on face to face, it's gonna be a little harder. But everything in life, you get used to it. You just gotta keep doing it. It becomes regular to you every day. So for me, when I first thought about it, I was like, oh, that's not gonna be good. But there's a lot of good things about it, like you can stay in bed, that last couple of minutes before you have to get up, brush your teeth, eat something quick, turn the computer on. What's that, like 10 minutes, 15 minutes at the most? Yeah. Instead of, spending an hour just trying to get ready, get on the bus or drive your car. So it has advantage and not too much disadvantage. The only disadvantage is like for me would be is asking questions if I really need the answer right there and now. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. So going into that, what for you? Being older and in the VA, what do you think for you is the hardest part of having an online class, especially right now, because you have like 5 classes or something?
Yeah, I got 6 classes.
Oh yeah.
But can you ask the question again? So what was that about VA?
For you, like being like an older student, being in a VA, what is the hardest part of being part of an online course?
I think being older, VA veteran, like this next semester, I think a lot of it takes time for the VA to get your payments done, so it can stretch you out a little just with the VA, depending who your VA rep is. Some people are pretty fast, but they always need a lot of paperwork done, and I have certain rules I have to follow, like I cannot get a D, stuff like that. But going online, using my VA benefit and all that, everything's good. Actually, sometimes I feel like sometimes they ask questions and like the surveys that they have at HCC, about the payments, how you do you have a job and all this other stuff. I think for me being a VA, veteran, and then having everything get paid by the VA really makes my life easier because I can focus on college instead of wondering how I'm gonna get paid. What what kind of job I gotta find if need to find a job. Pay my bills. Um, I don't have those thoughts because VA pays for everything. Including I still got my disability coming in, so that kind of helps too. They pay for my books and everything, so the only thing I have not got from the VA that I should have is my computer, my printer. So I still gotta deal with that. But everything else, all my books, paper, pens, whatever else I need, they pay for it, so it's good. It helps a lot.
So
I'm not trying to
what do you think
go
the
ahead.
school can do more than so I know that the school is giving out, laptops and stuff. What do you think the school can do better? What do you think they can provide more of to help with this year?
For online
Yeah,
classes
for
and
online.
the situation we're in, they're actually doing a good job. When I heard about they were giving out the laptops that you can use the laptop, sign it out, or giving them out to them, that's pretty good because that's kind of like a quick reaction from ACC to just come up with stuff like that and just help the students. That was a good to me. I think that was pretty fast, and a lot of the students got able to get computers. Don't have to pay for it. Uh, to me, I feel anything that helps the students to focus on their school instead of trying to focus on bills and payments and equipment they need, for schooling is good. Whatever HCC can do, to help us, or any donation from any company and all that stuff will be good, to help all the students, so they can just focus on school. So I think that's pretty good. They help like that.
Have you been asking for some of those services? Because I know they did the affordable cares uh acting where the cares funding where they give you some money and then
Um,
like all the other services.
I never applied for anything because I only for me, um, I only gonna take whatever I need. I don't need much. I don't want to take something that might help someone else. So I'm not gonna apply for just anything just to get the money. Uh, oh yeah, extra money. I know we have a lot of students that might have some issue with finance with their school and stuff. I prefer they have that. Have it first. You take it first. Because I know I'm covered. I'm covered through the VA. Whatever I need, I'm going to get it from the VA. Um, so I don't apply for anything, but I did apply for one long time ago. But I can't remember the name of it. But I never went through it. The whole thing. So people were pushing me. No, no, no. You gotta apply for it. But I applied for it, but then I never finished it. I forgot the name of it though. It's a good one.
I'm curious about this. The environment at HCC and LCC. What is the difference between the two?
Oh,
What do you like about it?
You want me to lie and tell you the truth? No. At LCC, they really have a lot of events going on for the students. There's a lot of stuff going on. I mean, they have the cake sales. They have the parties on the big fields. I think for me, LCC was really fun. To watch the sports. They play volleyball, soccer, plenty of food and drinks. They got the cafeteria with plenty of food in the cafeteria. compared to ACC because they got Subway in there. They have the cafeteria with many choices to pick from. So big different. Um, Not just the cafeteria, but the whole layout. Of how they got all the events going on. Um, that was actually closer to my home too, but even the VA, the VA has three people working in the office for us, the veterans. Compared to ACC, there's not one in there, so zero. So big difference. ACC, LCC. I don't know why. I'm sure it might be finance. Not sure 100%, but I think FCC has a lot of more programs going on, compared to ACC.
For the VA and HCC, what do you wish they'd done for veteran students compared to like LCC?
LCC, including the three, I don't know what you want to call them. They're like counselors, I guess. We had three at LCC. They always had free food in there, for the veterans come in, free coffee, free food. You can ask them any questions you want, if it's medical or even school. A nice place to rest, AC. A lot of people in there talking stories, and just enjoying the area, with HCC, again, there's no one there. They do have the AC, some food, some drinks, and a lot of it is just all the veterans trying to help each other. So LCC is with the VA. To me, is a lot better. They're always helping over there. You come in, they say, "Oh, can we help you?" No, I just here just to relax. Plenty of computers to use.
Did you had any like struggles before COVID for at school?
What do you mean by struggles? Like finance struggles?
Or like anything with like, before we went online, did you have any difficulty just attending regular in-person classes?
No. Every day, same thing. Like every other student, you wake up, go to school, listen, do the work, and go home. The only thing I can say I struggled was my hip. You'll remember my hip?
Yeah.
The pain, 10 plus pain. But that was about it. I struggle with my injuries from the military, that's about it. But school-wise, it's all good, get out, eat breakfast at the cafeteria. No struggle.
What do you wish that professors do to help students?
Well, the professors we got, they're pretty good. They're friendly, fun, They answer all my questions when, we go face to face with them before the COVID-19. I ask my questions, they answer it, they're pretty good. They're actually pretty good right now. If anything, to me, would be more like maybe find ways to able to communicate with the students closer. Like maybe like one-on-one, or like find ways to be able to show what they're trying to teach. I mean, they're doing a good job. It's just I think it's always better to find other ways that might help students that not understanding what he's saying. Maybe he might need to use more, slides or something, to get through the students, that are having a hard time, But to me, I think our professors and architect, AutoCAD and all that they pretty good. I really don't have any problem with them. you know, all of them are good. I think maybe if we had more time, more practice, the only reason I say that is because when I was in the military, even when in basic training, they train a certain thing, like let's say how to read a map over and over and over again, and eventually you pick it up, But I know the school doesn't have time to train something over and over and over, But I think that's a good way to pick up something, Even the students that are like not picking it up fast enough, if you go over it and over, like practice, you become good at it, I know it's not gonna happen because the school only has like an hour and 20 minutes, per day,
After you finish your degree, what are your future plans?
After I finish, I only have a couple of years left for my full retirement from the military. I'm not gonna retire. I'm just gonna more like if I could find a good job, and just drawing. I like to draw. I'm more like an artist, AutoCAD, even Rivet. Something simple, not too much responsibilities. I done my responsibilities when I was young. I just want to enjoy life now because I'm towards the end part now. I don't have like a lot of goals like I used to. I've done many goals. I completed a lot of my goals. I'm more into just enjoying my so-called retirement from the military. Again, try to travel. That's my goal, to travel. Take a lot of pictures wherever I go and just post them up, or maybe people might like them and they buy it. That will be my income on the side. I'll mainly just take it easy, enjoy life.
So this like degree is kind of like a backup for you?
Not a backup. This goes back into my younger days. What I'm gonna tell you. I actually told G about it today too. Being Hispanic, it's hard to find Hispanics in the college or in anything high. I actually wrote a report in my speech class, this last one, where Hispanics are like getting out there and then getting places that we were never allowed to be, like college. The last one I wrote on my speech class was a Hispanic female being at Harvard, finished college in Harvard. They talk about we have a couple of Hispanics in the White House. So for me, to do college is one of my big goals. I wanted to go to college like right after high school. Instead, I joined the military. But my goals are done. I'm almost done. 4 years in college, 5 years in college. That's my pride. You know what I mean? It's something I wanted to do to prove to myself, I can do it. Not really a backup.
Just something fun to do.
It's fun. I like to draw. You never know. I tell people you do things for a reason. You never know. Something might come up. Maybe I have friends in this field. They might know that, hey, ain't you qualified for this? They might give me a side job. Never know. I've done it, and it's might be part of my life. You never know. What comes around for you. Everything happens for a reason, right?
Yeah. Thank you for joining us, Robert. We don't want to waste any of your time. I know you're busy doing homework.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's good. I'm glad you asked the questions. I don't mind. If it helps you in any way, that's good. Yeah. No, it's good. Thank you. Bye.
Okay, bye-bye.
Right. For student veterans, available resources can be found by contacting the Veterans Crisis Line at 1-800-273-8255. The U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs is va.gov. The Hawaii Office of Veteran Services site is dod.hawaii.gov. And the Veterans Resource Center, you can find them at honolulu.hawaii.edu/veterans. Keep an eye out for SAB as they'll be planning with the Veterans Resource Center for an activity on Veterans Day. Thank you for listening to Kalal Podcast. Listen on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, and Anchor. New episodes every Monday. Visit thekalal.net for campus news, events, and information. And don't forget to follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at HCC Kalal News. Happy Veterans Day to all the veterans out there, and thank you for your service.